So an injury has forced you to the sidelines. What comes next? I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. And responding to something that cropped up in the comments section just a week or so ago, what happens when you are forced out of professional wrestling by an injury, especially when you feel like you've got to scratch that itch? Well, first of all, I would recommend do take some of that downtime as an opportunity to let your batteries recharge. And I don't just mean your physical batteries, right? Your body has to repair itself from the injury that you suffered. Or maybe a doctor's got to repair you and you're headed for surgery. But allow yourself to recharge both physically and mentally. Injuries are never going to happen at a good time. You know why? Because there's no good time to get injured. That's just the reality of what we do here in professional wrestling. But if this is thrust upon you and downtime is in your future, use that time while you're recharging your batteries to do this. Do a little self-assessment. And I'll be very specific about what I mean. When you do your self-assessment, take a look at the goals that you have set for your career, both short-term goals that you think you might be able to accomplish in the next 3 to 6 months, but also some long-term goals. What's out there on your 1, 2, or 3-year horizon? And are you on a path to achieving those? If not, take advantage of that downtime to recalibrate a little bit so that when it's finally time to put that train back on the track, you know you're headed for the right destination. But if you are anything like me, there's only so much battery recharging you can tolerate, and then you've just got to get back into the thick of things. You gotta go ahead and scratch that wrestling itch. And when you're ready for that, I think you've got 2 primary options. So your first option would be, what kind of off-camera roles might you be able to pursue that keeps you close to the sphere of wrestling, working within that sphere, but isn't going to tax your body as it's repairing itself from injury? Think about all the other positions inside any wrestling organization that are off-camera roles, being the promoter, being the booker, part of the marketing team, etc. Which of those tasks might take advantage of a talent of yours that you haven't had a chance to display yet? Or what's an area for growth that you would be interested to explore if only somebody would give you the opportunity? This forced downtime might be an excellent opportunity for you to try out your hand at writing. So maybe you could approach either the head writer of the organization where you work or that writing team, if more than one person collaborates together to create the stories, and pitch them your 3 best ideas. Or maybe get a sense of what their pain point might be. Does the booker of your home promotion hate having to write stories for the tag team division? Well, then you might know if you showed up with 3 solid story pitches that are only for the tag teams, that you might actually be helping to remove something from their plate that causes them a lot of stress and anxiety. So not only are you doing them a solid, but you're getting an opportunity to showcase a talent of yours that maybe up until now, you never had a chance to develop. Maybe upon hearing this, you're thinking, Mike, I don't know that sort of creative work is right up my alley. Maybe you are better suited to logistical work. Well, companies that go on tour need people with logistical backgrounds all the time. They're going to make sure that all the travel is taken care of, all the venues have been lined up correctly, all the paperwork that needs its T's dotted and its I's dotted too. No, the T's are crossed. We must cross the T's. And in any organization where you know of someone who wears multiple hats to get everything done, there's also somebody who needs your help. Spoiler alert, it's the guy wearing all the hats. So that's one of 2 options, and that other option is to pursue an on-camera role while you are still bouncing back from injury, but not as an active performer, in a support role. And yes, there's some obvious support roles that we can call out easily. You might be a manager or you fill an authority figure role, but there are others as well that might take advantage of your pre-existing character. What if during this downtime, while you're rehabilitating from injury, your character functions in a support role to somebody else, like a coach or mentor character? If you end up being paired with someone of a different experience level, that might mean you have an opportunity to learn, or they have an opportunity to learn. And when you have rehabilitated that injury and you've finally been given that clean bill of health, there is a character in the story that you are right to either call ally or perhaps opponent based on where the story is going next. This way, you aren't starting back from square one the moment you're ready to hop back in the ring. Thinking about the underlying theme of the last big batch of episodes that have dropped here until we make it, I do want to encourage you in this way. If you're out because of injury right now, enjoy that downtime to the best of your ability and take that opportunity to get the balance right. If you haven't had much opportunity to spend with your family, well, take advantage of the fact that this injury might force you to. If you've not had much time in the last couple of years to spend any amount of time developing a social circle that's outside the world of professional wrestling, this might be your best opportunity. And when you've got to just scratch that wrestling itch because you can't bear it any longer, remember you got two options. You could find yourself an off-camera role, helping out your home promotion behind the scenes in one of the 1,000 different things that needs to get done before every show, or you might find an on-camera role for yourself, supporting another character. But if this forced downtime means you're just gonna sit down on the couch and read a book, you know which one you should read, right? 7 Keys to Becoming a Better Performer, a book for fellow pro wrestlers, which you'll find right now in either print or digital formats from Amazon.com. Either one of those swift gray vans will bring it to you, or one of those frightening robotic drones that will take all of our jobs. And if you can't bear the prospect of either of those, just grab the audiobook. It's over on Audible.com.